Flashing lights in the dark barracks on up. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark barracks on up. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires calling for the sweet finish line. of the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another OTSS Select Series race live from night racing North Wilkesboro Speedway. Here is we're going to go 175 laps around this half-mile facility, just over a half mile, as we get our countdown to green started by Icon Apparel Company there. So that's going to be iconapparelcompany.com to get your esports team fully geared up, no matter what color, if it's bright, dark, custom designed with high detail graphics, or just a plain color. They got the best stuff in the market to get your team set up for success. And here's the race information here this evening. Right there. Here's your... I got 0.63 on the iRacing. Dustin's got 0.51. We'll tackle that as we get through here. 35 mile an hour is your pit speed limit. Air temp 79, track temp 85, 3 sets of tires behind a wall, 3 green white checkered attempts, and the fuel mileage upwards of 153 laps, which is almost the entire event. So at least one guaranteed pit stop happening this evening. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Stanley on the interwebs. Jason Rockefeller to my right side here, and then Dustin flying the drones, the camera angles, all that fun stuff. If he messes up on the visuals, that's on him. If me and Jason choke up on some words, that's on us. What's up, Jason?
Not much, man. Ready to get back into it here this week after a thrilling race last week at Homestead Miami Speedway. Jeremy, I think we're in for a good one here tonight. I've never called a race yet at North Wilkesboro. I know we had a little bit of miscommunication last time we talked about Wilkesboro behind the scenes about how, oh, yeah, 2 cautions. It was a clean race. Man, I don't know. We could very well see the exact opposite of what it actually was back in Season 1, which was the last time they were here back on May 17th, 2026 for Season 1 of the OTSS Select Series. I'm ready to go, though, man. Short track racing in Wilkes County, North Carolina. Should be a fun one tonight.
Yeah, we had some, new season last week. We found some new names, and with that, we found some cautions that we typically don't see from the OTSS boys, and now we're race number 2. So we'll see if we, can lighten up that 18 caution trend. I think we can. Just let's see how long it takes to get a long green flag section in. Maybe, who knows, Jason? Maybe we were just predicting the future and saying that there's 2 cautions tonight. Maybe that's what they were actually doing to you. But either way, we got what, a minute and a half, just over that, left in this practice session here. We got points from last week. DJ Honeycutt is your 6-point lead, or 6. He's got 6 points. Well, he's got 7. What's going on here? I got the Contender Series. I'm going to look at my screen. See, I'm messing up. Justin Zuner, right? EJ Luna, Tyler Honeycutt, they're 7 points out. Will Bustler, he's out 9. Joshua Altis, 10. That's your top 5, and you can see all the way down to the 20th place, which is Lauren Vincent there, 25 points out. So there you go. There's your points after 1 race from Homestead.
Yeah, and it should be a good one. Obviously, only 1 race so far of this 12-race series, and you think about it, it's almost like an extended chase, Jeremy. They used the 2026 NASCAR Touring Series points in a way. Obviously, there are no stages here in the Contender Series, which did start the Thursday last week, and also for the Select Series for the trucks here on Tuesday nights. So you got 3 guys pretty much under a blanket so far, but really you could probably narrow, or rather expand that all the way back to 20th. You got guys who are only about 25, 22-ish points away from that leader of Ross Tatum, who went out last week at Homestead Miami Speedway. Didn't necessarily dominate the race, but he did have a strategy that did play out With a late race yellow with about 40 or so laps to go, he was able to take the checkered flag for race number 1, starting off right where he left off last season, winning the championship. He picks off race number 1 to put into his win column this season. So Tyler Honeycutt, EJ Luna. I know EJ said that it's been really tough against these guys last season. He did not have a singular win from what I remember last season. I think that he very well will change that this season. And it could very well come here tonight. I actually don't even know if he's racing tonight. I don't even see him. Okay, he is racing tonight. But also noticing another driver here I've never seen before, Carson Burrows. Did not see him last week. I don't know if he's a returning driver or not. But man, fast in
Yeah.
practice. He tops the board. He should be fast as well. I think there's going to be a lot of drivers, Jeremy, that we're going to want to circle here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely there. Thank you to W for fueling the commentator section for the pre-race show, but now we're going full screen on the track because it is qualifying time here as these guys are going to start rolling off 2 laps, 5 minutes to get the job done. We already got 15 viewers on the YouTube side. Parker Hendricks saying, let's go, number 05. Berserker over there on the other side of the globe from us saying, hey, yo, everyone, good luck, drivers. And then Robert Martin, our OTSS race control for Tuesdays, saying race control in the house. He's already calling out his paint schemes because he likes to paint and then tell us that. And he's shouting out the Rocky paint scheme. Well, actually, I back him up. I really enjoyed this Rocky Scott paint scheme, the truck number 69. When we get to him, we will. But here's the practice winner, number 12, Carson Burrows. Let's see who can get pole here this evening.
Yeah, this is a very interesting short track, Jeremy. Just sitting underneath 3/4 of a mile. It's 0.625 miles long. You got 14 degrees of banking in 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then about 4 degrees down the straightaways. And Carson Burrows will sit third. But here's a lap right now with Rocky Scott down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Kind of want to get up a little bit high so then you could diamond the corner down the back straightaway. I think he gets off just pretty much perfectly. And then into 3 and 4, he's going to get a little bit higher off than what he probably wants to here down off the corner. Jeremy, a lap goes by very, very quickly here at North Wilkesboro. And just to mind you, last time they went, and Rocky Scott's going to get up into the wall there. Yikes. After his initial lap. But just a little bit of a little nugget to put in here for the broadcast tonight. I know last week I think our broadcast from green to checkered was about maybe 2 hours and 10 minutes long. Last year's race, season 1 was or not last year, my apologies. Season 1's race was only about an hour and 19, maybe even like an hour and 9 minutes long, even though we had 18 cautions for 47 laps for a 175 lap race. We very well could finish this race very quickly depending on cautions. I mean, I know coming into tonight, this is a 153 lap race, I believe. No, my apologies. I don't believe it is. I think that's the fuel.
175.
175. So same length as last time. Cautions could be a big talking point here tonight, but I think track position is going to mean everything. So much stuff happens here so fast.
Yeah, this very well potentially could just be a rocket ship of races in and out real quick, or we could get Jacob Grant here with his new AI image. This guy with this cowboy hat probably never wears it outside of this photo right here, but we're gonna see what he does here from the Grant Creative Ford F-150 as he's gonna take his lap there, which is his first lap completed. And he's got 1 lap left as he goes a little diamond effect there in 1 and 2. Gonna be quite common between that line and the upper part of the track, and then 3 and 4 typically you're going to see that up against the white line. Nice drive off exit. Jacob knows how to get qualifying down, but not that time. He's going to hit the wall for turn 4, DQs that lap. It's going to keep him back all the way in about 13th place for Jacob. DJ Honeycutt looks like he's going to take this pole. 1 minute left, and Abram Ghost and Matt Hudgens, the only 2 not posting times, and they're not on track, so that's it. 1 minute left to DJ Honeycutt. Second pole sitter of the year, or the season rather.
Yeah, and one thing I'm noticing, Jeremy, that might be a big talking point tonight as well, besides the cautions, is you look going down into turns 1 and 2. I don't know if it's just because they're finishing up their laps or what, but noticing a lot of guys getting super duper loose from one into the center of 1 and 2, and kind of tail slapping it right into the wall. That very well could be a big factor here tonight. I mean, the track temperature is not even really that hot. It's just so loose here on this racetrack. Remember, this track was paved a couple years ago, and there it is right there. Air temp's only 79. Track temp's only 2 degrees hotter than what the air temperature is. No wind at all. Surface is obviously dry because we wouldn't be running damn slick tires here at North Wilkesboro if it was if it was raining. So it's dry, drier than a bone. But it should be interesting for sure. This is a very unique racetrack. 1 and 2 a lot tighter than 3 and 4, and you have to approach that corner so much differently than you would 3 and 4. And another thing I'm keeping note of too, Carson Burrows is going to be starting in the 8th spot. He was fastest in practice, did not lay down the lap that he probably wanted. Can he come back from the 8th spot? I know he's still up there at the front of the field, but 8th to 1st, that should be a challenge for sure, with track positioning meaning a lot here on these short tracks for these guys.
1000%. It's go time. We're going to go over the starting lineup here for the Wilkes County 110 for race number 2, the OTSS Select Series. And your front row is going to consist of some Honeycutts. DJ Honeycutt, P1. Tyler Honeycutt actually got a qualifying effort in. P2 for him. Third and fourth place will belong to Donnie Honeycutt and Jason Pick with a great start there in fourth. Row 3, Polly Torrance in fifth place. Joshua Altis there starts in sixth. Seventh and eighth belong to Anthony Yankello and Carson Burrows. And then to round out the top 10, Sharn Hill in the 05, Ronnie Hurst in truck number 5.
Rounding out your top 29, row number 6, you'll find Jonathan Gasson alongside last week's winner and current championship standings guy, Ross Tatum. Then you'll find Jacob Grant and EJ Luna in row number 7. Row 8 for 15th and 16th, you'll find Lauren Vincent and Logan Latham, who was fast last week at Homestead. Row number 9, you'll find Rocky Scott in that brand new beautiful scheme alongside Jesse Whittington. And then rounding out row 10, you'll find Chad Garcia and Caleb Smith in the 54.
The rest of the field through 29th would be Brad Miner in 21st. Danny White starts in 22nd. Row 12 and 23rd would be Bobby Mantle, Chase Albright in 24th. 25th place, you're going to find Xavier Herschel and then Craig Schroeder to the outside in 26th. 27th, you'll find the one of Will Bustler, Abram Ghost in 28th. We'll complete the field, the caboose. It's going to be truck 47, Matt Hudgens. That is your starting grid lineup presented by Brez Coffee Co. We're going to go 2 pace laps around the short track here. Then we're going to set these drivers loose for 175 laps. Reminder, the fuel goes to about 150 to 153 if they do go green the whole way. So at least one guaranteed pit stop here this evening. Cold tires seem to be an issue here early on in practice. There's a lot of slipping and sliding, especially, getting used to new drivers versus ones that have been here for a couple seasons now. This is season number 3 for the OTSS Select Series. It's Thursday. Stay tuned there for us on their TV. Thursday, 9 o'clock, you're going to find the Contender Series. They're going not to North Wilkesboro, but they're going to the Nashville Fairgrounds and taking that short track with the B car. Here we go. Pace truck down, 15's throttle at the ready, just like everybody else. They're getting into the Echo Park restart zone. And Jason, we are green flag for race number 2 at Wilkes County 110.
The green flag is out. The Honeycutts 1, 2, and 3 as they barrel it down into turns 1 and 2. Everybody kind of scrambles throughout the field. We got 2, 3 wide action as they hit the back straightaway. Here comes Honeycutt underneath the 53 of Pick as they work their way off turn number 4 back to the start-finish line.
17.
Oh, we got a car around in the back. That's going to be a big stack up in the field. That looks like the old Cars Tour type wreck going into turn 1. Big time wreck coming out of turn 4. That's the 17 machine. Logan Latham, who was so fast, I mentioned earlier, Jeremy, on the grid last week at Homestead. You'll find, I believe, that's the 69 of Rocky Scott and many others as well as they were coming off turn 4 for the opening lap.
Yeah, just a big congestion point there in 3 and 4. The 24 of EJ Luna is going to be the one who tags Logan Latham just in a really tight spot, and then that's going to set off this huge wreck here on lap 1. You got the 69 going 2 wheels off the ground. Rocky Scott does, and you see Bobby Mantle, Logan Latham, of course, EJ Luna is going to be involved. The number 9 gets a little bit of a clip there. The 56, the 46, 54. Danny White barely in the 64, gets just a touch damage. You see it right there. There's the bump and there's the slide, and there's just way too much going on here.
Wow, and that 69 of Rocky Scott got way up in the air, and the 17 of Logan Latham did as well. That could have been a massive, massive crash for those two. They should be good, but the damage definitely going to play a little bit of a factor for them here. Here's on board of Rocky Scott. They come off turn 4. I think the 17 of Logan Latham, I think he tried to kind of cross over, didn't realize he had a truck to his inside, just barely at the left rear quarter panel there. Unfortunately, turns himself right in front of the field. And that's the thing about these short tracks, Jeremy. We got over 29 trucks here tonight in the field. This race can get tight very quickly when you're getting going, whether it be on a start or restart. So you have to be mindful that things happen here in a hurry, just like Bristol. I know on the service we usually see a lot more caution frequency at these shorter racetracks under a mile, like a Dover, Martinsville, Bristol, and obviously North Wilkesboro Speedway. We very well could be in for a very caution-filled race here tonight. Hopefully that's not the case, because remember, last time they were here in Season 1, 18 cautions for 47 of the 175 laps. Hopefully they clean it up a little bit here tonight.
Justin's new feature here on the broadcast. You know it's a new week, so it's a new feature at Nerd TV. Little glowing yellow bars there on the upper and lower side of the horizontal ticker. You see that is the caution light blinking. So wanted to bring attention to that. Looks fantastic. Dustin asked me honest opinion. You're keeping it, bud. You're keeping it. And here we go. We're going to go green flag 3, 2, 1. Green flag is out here. Let's see if we can get more than a lap in. Cold tires. I didn't expect 3 and 4 wide here at North Wilkesboro on lap 1, but we're doing it. We're doing it again here. Joshua Altus in the middle with the 12 on the inside. He's somehow able to keep pace with the truck on the outside. Truck number 79, Anthony Ankello, as we're going to go right on the passenger window here as we go 3 wide.
I cannot believe that Carson Burrows was able to barrel it down into turn 1 on that restart there, and he was able to pick off about 3 or 4 drivers. He very well could get another 2. Nearly clears Altus down the back straightaway and does, and we have our second iRacing I-Flag caution of the evening. This time, I believe it could be another driver who is a lap down in the back, and it's going to be the number 70, or rather the 69 machine of Rocky Scott again. This time, big damage on the right front.
I want to say Rocky Scott's got a rocky start. And we're going to see what happens here to truck number 69. And he just gets loose and over correction and just window world slam into turn number 1. Particles flying all over the place there. And Robert Martin, sorry, your paint scheme is not doing too well here. It looks great on truck, but not with damage on it. And there's a lot of damage to the right front of the 69. That could render him out, or at least double digits lap down.
And remember what I said at the top of the broadcast when we were getting back going for the start of the race, Jeremy? I said that turns 1 and 2 could be a very interesting talking point. That's the first time we've seen a driver kind of overcorrect or at least get loose on entry. We saw a number of drivers do that on their first or second laps in qualifying. We probably will see more of that as the night goes on, working our second caution of the evening. Probably so far, I've been really impressed with Carson Burrows. I know he started 8th. He's only up 2 spots, but that 3 wide move on the restart to just put it down in there where a lot of guys are kind of sliding up into that second and third group. You don't see a lot of drivers usually running down at the bottom of the racetrack here at North Wilkesboro. The preferred line is to enter middle, or at least enter middle to high, and then kind of let the truck drift up to the wall slightly, not a ton, and then you can rotate the truck, get the nose pointed on corner exit to kind of diamond it through 1 and 2. And then 3 and 4 is kind of its whole different animal. You want to kind of get right down there on that concrete or white line where there's a ton of grip, especially off turn number 4. Getting ready for the restart, though, Jeremy. The Honeycutt still hold the top 3 positions on the podium, followed by Paulie Torrance, Jason Pick, Burrows, Altus, Yankello, Gaston, and Sharn Hill your top 10, getting ready for our second restart of the evening.
First caution, and obviously Rocky Scott's going to be tagged for this one here, as we're going to see how many laps we can go this time, as these OTSS boys are aggressive on this opening start of this event here for race number 2. We're back to green flag action as they barrel off into turn number 1, and we're already going 3 wide in the back part of the field here. Single file for the first 2 drivers up front, and we get to turn number 3. It looks like it's pretty clean overall through the top 10. A lot more space here, even though it's, you know, there's still nose tail on the bottom, but the outside's got a lot more space chasing this time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think these guys maybe probably learned their lesson from the last 2 cautions, so hopefully we're able to get a green flag run, see those tires wear out, and you see all these guys just running that bottom and middle lane, bottom and 3 and 4, and kind of sees everybody drift up in 1 and 2 as we ride on board with the Boozy Tipsy Cam presented by Boozy Tipsy Jerky. Off turn number 2, you'll see that outside line kind of progress further down the back straightaway, but whoa, big time block, chopped off the nose of the 53. That's the 79 of Anthony Yankello on Jason Pick, who started up in the front. He's lost 4 spots from the start of the race, and by the way, we got a battle for the race lead right now. The Honeycutt's going at it. DJ and Tyler side by side going into 3, with Carson Burrows hot on their heels behind them off 4.
So right here, the 15 is going to keep the 45 at bay. 1, 2, 3 single filed, as we got our rotating camera presented by Boozy Jerky, allowing us to fly the drones and swivel the cameras on these trucks here, as we're on lap 17 of the scheduled 175 here. You see the top 5 single filed out there. There's the 22 Donnie Honeycutt going to the inside, allowing the 94 Joshua Altus to take a stab at trying to pass him, as you go back to that swiveling camera there on the passenger side window. And you can definitely run the top of 1 and 2, Jason. That's not a problem. 3 and 4 is a little trickier, but right now Joshua Altus is making it happen.
Yeah, he definitely is in that Chase Elliott Hendrick Motorsports sponsored 94 machine. Throwback to the days when Chase Elliott used to drive that number 94 machine. Picked up the win at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park back in, I believe it was 2013. Beautiful looking truck for Mr. Altus there in that 94. We ride on board the number 27, Jacob Grant. He's riding right behind. That would be the number 79 of Anthony Yankello, along with Jonathan Gaston, the 79 and 72 machine. Lots of 7s going on throughout the field here. They work off turn number 4, and Grant's kind of ride right behind these 2. Let it play it out, because there's not really a whole lot of space to go anywhere, Jeremy. And now he's under fire from last week's winner, Ross Tatum, your championship points leader. He'll go to the inside of the racetrack, while this number 27 rides all the way up to the wall nearly off turn 4.
You get great views right here from Jacob Grant's on board of his roof cam here. As you're seeing all a bunch of single filed out here, and this is where we're getting the tire temps up. We're going to see what the mid-run looks like if these drivers can keep this kind of action going on here. Lap 23 of the 175 scheduled underway right now. Here in the back, almost a little 3 wide action as they'll remain 2 wide off of turn number 4. Here's 49, 67, 83 behind them. Mr. Xavier Herschel, he was wicked fast on the long run last week. I don't know if that's going to carry on with the short run, but right now he's kind of stuck in a hard place here. He's got some traffic to get through, but he's also got some pressure from behind of the 17 Logan Latham from that first wreck. He's trying to finally get some ground made up on his in there.
I think everybody's going to be kind of stuck in a pickle for a little bit here, Jeremy. And there we go. Speaking of a pickle, we have our third iRacing iFly caution of the evening. Short-lived little green flag run. And we'll have to find out who it was. Nice. Could have been coming out of turn 2.
It's going to be that 83.
Yeah, number 83, Herschel. Inside Logan Latham might have had a little bit of help. No help at all, actually. 83 just straight up trying to get the nose pointed coming off 2. And what a job by Logan Latham. I know it was probably luck of the draw for him to not get right reared there. But heads up driving by Xavier Herschel. You were just mentioning him, Jeremy, who brings out our third caution of the evening. doesn't make contact with Logan Latham. Here's an onboard shot from the right rear quarter panel. Latham kind of drifts up its racetrack, but you see that 83 crossing over that white line, trying to get the nose point and do the crossover, just gets loose and then barely hits the number 17 machine of Latham. I think that's going to be okay damage-wise for Latham, but heads up driving by the number 89 machine there, or rather 83 machine of Xavier Herschel. Great job.
Yeah, I pressed the wrong button. That was supposed to be the bonk sound. But you get the drums, so there's that. But yeah, that I have not seen the long run, Jason, and I didn't expect these trucks to get loose here on the long run. I expect maybe to get tight. It's very easy to run the outside here in 1 and 2 and use that right front up so much, and it can make your truck really tight. And that was on entry too, so he must be running a little bit extra rear brake, or just has that thing wedged up to where everything's just going to be loose and trying to set himself up for that really long run. To get the long run going, you need a loose short run. And even though that was about just around 20 laps of green flag racing, maybe just a hair under, you know, he needs a little more air pressure built, a little more wear on those tires before getting going. And that was a good little run. I want to see more of it. We'll see what we can't get here as they're filing up double file once more. Restart happening this lap, which will be on lap number 28. They're setting up and see what we can do on this start. Much cleaner start last go around. These drivers know what they need to do to make that happen again. Let's see if DJ and Tyler can set a pace here, or maybe does the 12 and the 6 Paulie Torrance. He wants a little bit of this action. Here we go. Green flag is out in the 15 with a great hole shot launch there. He's going to clear himself by 1 to 2 truck lengths over his teammate, the 45.
Yeah, with DJ shooting out to about a half a truck gap over his teammate Tyler Honeycutt. Down the back straightaway, right on board the tipsy boozy cam. And there's on the inside here of Paulie Torrance. That's Carson Burrows trying to move up to the 3rd spot. But Paulie really putting the fight to the number 12 machine up at the top of the racetrack. Everybody spread out so far as they work their way off two. Little bit of contact, almost big time loose moment for Burrows off two.
As they go single file between these few trucks here in line. Great restart happening. All of the field went single file. There are a couple trucks on the inside. That outside seems to be the way to go here. Jacob Grant's one of the trucks right up there with also Ross Tatum, who's trying to go back-to-back to start the season here. Didn't get the pole this time, but, you know, he has a decent truck. He just has to get around this traffic. As the 1545 still setting the pace. Paulie Torrance, 3rd place right now. And you see that 94, Josh Waltis, he's crawling up a little bit here, trying to get around Burrows. Burrows gets loose in the 12. Going to give the 94 momentarily that position.
Yeah, and this is a big-time battle going on. Altus at the top of the racetrack trying to get the run off turn number 4, and he is kind of just walking the dog right now on that outside lane. He's been the driver who's probably been highest up towards the wall in 3 and 4 from what we've seen so far here tonight. Surprising that Carson Burrows was not able to make more headway. Oh, big-time loose going into 3 between him and the 94 there, but he has not been able to make a lot of moves on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's dropped about 2 spots since the restart, even though he's at a net gain from where he started this race. Here's a nice little battle going on as well. The 22 of Donnie Honeycutt on the inside of Ross Tatum. Tatum now throws the block down into turns 3 and 4. He'll try to roll through the center and get beside the 27 of Jacob Grant 2x2. Oh, Donnie Honeycutt around front straightaway into the inside wall, and that's going to bring out our 4th iRacing iFly caution of the evening. Hard impact with the left front fender for Mr. Honeycutt.
Rare mistake from the 22 here, just off of turn 4, a slight change in the progressive banking, if you will, and it's just enough to upset the truck, and he's going to turn left and not correctable, and he sacrificed himself instead of turning up in front of the field for a potential multi-truck wreck, and he's going to wreck the left front there quite a bit, actually. That's going to be about a minute or 2 of repairs minimum, but it's a short track, so maybe he can keep his lap and not fall down to 1 lap. And that is our 4th caution. We're going to take this time to do a quick picture-in-picture break on our 4th one. So stay tuned. We'll be back for the drop of the green flag for the 5th time. And that was our first picture-in-picture commercial break of the evening. Appreciate y'all for listening to our sponsors right there talk about their product. And now it's time to go back to racing. Lap 40 underway at the moment of the green flag here of our scheduled 175 laps for the Wilkes County 110, race number 2 of the Select Series. Here presented by DJ Designs, and green flag is out. We're thing back underway. A little slip and slide there through the gears. And it looks like OTSS is going to keep Tyler Honeycutt a check here. This could be a good battle here for P number 2 as Tyler's going to fight for everything on the bottom.
And here comes OTSS all the way to the top of the racetrack, getting higher than everybody through 3 and 4 like usual. He'll try to get the run off turn number 4, battling side by side with Honeycutt down the front straightaway into 1 and 2 they go. They got right behind him Paulie Torrance, Caleb Smith, Ross Tatum waiting in the wings. They're almost going 3 wide back there, but it's all DJ Honeycutt out front by about 0.2 of a second, while OTSS looks to clear the 45 off turn 4.
Good views all the way around here. Rocky Scott's the only one that's DNF'd so far here this evening. Still got 28 drivers on track. As the 94 was looking underneath the 15 for momentarily. Here's the Ross Tatum and the 54 of Caleb Smith battle. Off of turn number 4. Does Ross get him cleared? Yes, but elects to not slide it up close in front of the 54. As Caleb's going to try to go around the outside, which is much easier to do. A lot of grip up there. It barely keeps his left front fender right next to the 21.
Oh, we got a wreck in the back. Big crash off turn number 2. We got multiple trucks around.
Oh,
and
no.
we got some getting up in the air there. That would be, I think that's the number 9 of Lauren Vincent. No, that would be the number 72 of Jonathan Gaston. That was a massive wreck coming off turn number 2.
And Xavier Herschel here getting loose once more. Just hooks Gaston in the right rear and just bam. Slams the wall right there. And then the 12 comes through Mr. Burrows, who was in the front, but he caught himself in the back there, and then he got in that little trouble. And they start to scatter 3 wide as they're trying to slam on the brakes. Some market braking, some not here. Here's the 56 going to make some contact. Mr. Chad Garcia's are 4 wide there. Donnie Honeycutt gets a piece. Do they all avoid the sand barrels? I think so. Yep, that's good driving there. But yeah, just 83. That truck is on ice right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the second time now we've seen Xavier get loose off the corner, and it's we talked about it. I mentioned it that a lot of drivers would be getting loose through 1 and 2 all night long, and so far we've seen that. But in the meantime, we have a mixed bag of strategies. But here is your iced out end of line presented by Frost Buddy. That is the number 22 of Donnie Honeycutt. I believe that's a penalty, or I think he got his lap back, I believe. Yes, lap back, facing an EOL. Same thing with a few other guys. But Logan Latham gets your extra lap, presented by Extra Life. Remember, he was involved in one of our cautions earlier on here tonight. In fact, a couple, I believe. Started 16th, currently 24th. Hopefully he has a good run here for the remainder of the evening, because he had a strong run or performance early, at least the last 2/3, maybe 3/4 at Homestead. Looked to have a good finish there. And here he is right now running in the 24th spot. Hopefully he'll get back up towards the front of this field. But Jeremy, like I was going to say, though, we got a mixed bag of strategies here. Some guys have not pit yet. Some guys lap 25, lap 36, and lap 44. But a mixed bag for sure as we get ready to come to the restart here after our 5th caution of the evening.
Yeah, that iced out penalty section there. That was everyone getting their black flags cleared. There was a laundry list of drivers, about 8 of them, that had some clearings of penalties. So now we're all set for this restart. The 72 drops back very late, but gets in line just in time. We're back to green flag there. As we're looking at the 83, he gets tagged for a black flag. I guess we're not dropping back from causing that caution. You see him there in the middle of the pack now. Paulie Torrance is going to go around, and here comes Herschel.
Big wreck. Oh, my goodness.
Hurst, and you hate to see it, but Herschel was the one who's supposed to go in the back of the field. He's the one to get loose off of turn 2 and is going to wreck himself. And Ronnie Hurst, admin's going to have to take a hard look at that one. But this originally started with the 6 of Paulie Torrance. Somehow he got loose and got turned. So Dustin's going to stay busy here in the production side and go to the Nerd TV replay again to see how the 6 spun and then how the 83 and the 5 came together.
I think just getting loose, Jeremy. Look, there it is again on the corner. Oh, maybe not yet. Nah, he just crossed over the 5's nose right there. Hard to the inside wall. Big time wreck for Paulie Torrance of the Bullet Bourbon Machine. Then look at this crash. And that just makes it 10 times funnier with the bong sound. That 5 of Hearst hard into the barrels. And we're going to have to take a look and see from Hearst. And honestly, Jeremy, if I'm the OTSS officials, I'm parking the 83. I know it really wasn't his fault, but to be honest with you, I don't
Yeah.
see why he should be up there to begin with, because look at it. He just took out 1-2 guys. Granted, I know the 5 turned him. I fully understand that, but he shouldn't have been there to begin with. I think they're going to have to take a look at this big time, and we'll have to find out and see. But a lot of cautions early on.
Yeah, I thought the 83 maybe just came down the track. This is the 5 right here that we're looking at. There's the contact with the 6. So Ronnie Hurst, obviously, finding the 6 of Torrance. But here's the 83. Yeah, 83 just drives down into the door panel or the front nose of Ronnie from that view, crossed the dotted white line, and so that was a very peculiar wreck. So I know Robert Martin's got some work to do. He's usually got a boring night because these guys are so good, but every once in a while, like they find North Wilkesboro. You corrected us and said they had 18 cautions here last time. They are tracking, Jason, with 6 in the first third of this event, which is exactly an 18 caution average if they keep this going. So we'll see what happens here for the 2/3 remaining. Pace truck back down. We're going back to green flag, and Xavier Herschel disqualified from the event. So that'll answer that question there. As 3, 2, 1, green flag back in the air here. 15:45 continuing to start this place. P1, P2.
Yeah, and back down to the corner, you see the Honeycutts back at it again. DJ and Tyler side by side. Lots of 2 and 3 wide action off turn number 2. Nearly could have been an incident there. Bobby Mantle nearly got up into the wall. Now we got some trucks almost onto the concrete there entering turns 3 and 4. But look at this gaggle of trucks off turn number 4, trying to shuffle themselves out 2 and 3 wide. Here comes the number 12 machine of Burrows down to the inside, where he's been all night long trying to make moves where it matters as they work their way into turn 3.
Dustin flying, the boozy tipsy Cam here as he's got the drone going as we're looking at 3 wide racing. Only at OTSS you're going to find a consistent 3 wide battle at North Wilkesboro here as he's flying just faster than the trucks, looking ahead inside the top 10 at this point. Your top 5 single filed out, everybody else trying to figure out where they want to be and who they're going to pass, and making this happen here. If they technically go green the rest of the way, they don't have to make another pit stop based on fuel mileage. But as we know here, we've already got 6 cautions logged and almost had 7 as Danny White in the 64. You didn't see it on camera. Wicked loose. He's going to check up the 12 there of Mr. Burrows.
And Danny White, I expected him to be up more towards the front here. You go back to season 1. I know we have a bunch of new drivers this season from season 2 to season 3. But season 1, Danny White was your runner-up finish here. And then DJ Honeycutt was 3rd. He led 47 laps. Donnie Honeycutt was 5th. He led 20. Those were just some of the current series drivers who finished up inside the top 5 last time they came here. But currently, Danny White running in the 12th spot. I expect to see him up in the top 5, hopefully by the end of the night. But there's your Twisted Speed Setups quick time from Joshua Altis, 19.483. Hopefully we'll see a lot more green flag action here the rest of the evening to see if anybody else could try to beat the fastest lap set by Mr. Altis there in the 94 machine. So far, though, Jeremy, all DJ Honeycutt up at the front of the field, leading the 45, and then Ross Tatum's made his way up inside the top 3, followed by Yankello and Albright there in the top 5.
Most of the field going single file here. The 15 temporarily lost the lead to the 45 of Tyler a couple laps ago and quickly got that right back. And now he's got him at bay within a half a truck length as he does with the 21 of Ross Tatum, who's finally found himself in 3rd place, outdoing his teammate Altis's. Yeah, Anthony Yankello, who's had a pretty decent start to this series. He's shown a lot of speed, and he has crawled his way through chaos known as North Wilkesboro for the second race of the season, and he has found himself in 4th place. Started 7th. He has been back and forth through this field, and so he's sitting in a nice, comfortable place here. Here's a battle here as you got Altis going to the outside of Will Bustler there in truck number 1. This is the battle for just outside the 5th place.
I still cannot get over this number 94 of Joshua Altis, man. He is just ripping the top side all night long, and I feel like he's the only guy who's been able to make the most of that top lane, which is the preferred groove all night long. I mean, you see him go to the bottom in 1 and 2 there, but he's up to the 5th spot now, right behind Anthony Ankello. Meanwhile, we got a battle going on for the 2nd spot. Ross Tatum trying to look underneath Tyler Honeycutt for 2nd as they work off turn 4. Big time loose by the little strawberry shortcake Little Debbie rolls. I believe that's Little Debbie rolls, number 21 machine that I know you guys want so badly for Ross Tatum to send you guys a pack of those. But Ross doing a great job. Finished 1st last week. He's up 9 spots from where he started. Now he's looking to try to further himself more up on that podium position. Now up in 3rd, trying to move to 2nd.
Yeah, a little loosey-goosey. The 21 was that last time off of turn number 4, but loose is fast because here he is getting loose and past trucks as he's trying to get around the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt here. This is for 2nd place. Great battle. Able to keep the momentum on the inside of turn 4. Let's see what he can do in turns 1 and 2, which is a little more difficult to do. Staring down the Certitudes 45, Tyler Honeycutt, as we go with the Bozy Dipsy camera again, as he goes just out of frame. But look at his teammate. There's Joshua Altis in the frame here. S&B Motorsports P3, P4. Then you got Ghost Motorsports P1, P2. So 2 teams duking it out here inside this top 5.
And Joshua Altis right now currently over a 10th faster than these guys up inside the top 3. Mind you, everybody in the top 3 has not pit besides Joshua Altis there in 4th. He last pit on lap 44. The next driver you'll find on a newer set of tires will be Jesse Whittington and Jacob Grant back in 7th and 8th. They pitted on lap 36 last time by. And here it comes. Oh, we got a caution in the back. Big wreck. Paulie Torrance, I believe, is around. Matt Hudgens as well. There's a few other drivers involved. And that's all heading into turn 1 and 2. That'll bring out our 7th caution of the evening, presented by iRacing iFlag.
As the pace truck just monster trucks over Paulie Torrance there. But Paulie is going to stay low here after getting loose. And he continues to get loose as he gets into turn number 1 as we go from the pit tower cam. Just to take a look at this one. And there he goes. Slidey. Just like that. He's going to cross in front of the 89 there. Bobby Mantle, the 54. Caleb Smith. Great job avoiding the 6. DJ Luna locks it down there. A little too loose, but no contact. 47. Van Hudgens getting really close there.
Yeah, big time loose. Looks like here down the front straightaway, you're going to watch 6. Big time loose. I think he had to correct it, and by the time he got to 1 and 2, he just kind of it was so low that the truck just slides way up the racetrack there, right up in front of Bobby Mantle. Tries to get it back down. Bobby Mantle keeps it up in the wall. But unfortunately, lots of other drivers involved here as well, bringing out that 7th caution of the evening as well.
100% there, and there's the iced out end of line, the 47 of Hudgens. He somehow is going to the end of the line. 6 of Torrance as well. Not sure where, I mean, I know where Paulie's came from, but I'm sure where Hudgens came from. Maybe he asked for that, but either way, 2 of them popped up right there. And there's an extra lap presented by the Extra Life Foundation there. Number 9, Lauren Vincent. He's going to go get his lap back. And based on pit stops here, it looks like we might have ourselves a new leader at the front. 94 Altus, 27 Jacob Grant, the 12 there of Mr. Burrows. And this will be an interesting start, seeing new faces up in P1 and P2.
Yeah, we also have some drivers who did pit last time around on lap 69 and lap 70. So first bunch of those guys you'll find is Tyler Honeycutt in 7th. Everybody else up further inside the top 10 from 6th to 1st. You'll find lap 69, lap 50, 49, 36, 44. Like I said, Jeremy, earlier, mixed bag of strategies, and we're seeing even more of a mixed bag here late in the going on lap 72 coming down. Green flag's back in the air here from North Wilkesboro.
Green flag back in the air here, going right to 3 wide. Burrows has done this
Again.
twice now. He's getting aggressive on these restarts, trying to do everything he can. He's going to be alongside Danny White, almost contact there off of turn 2. Goes a 12 and the 64. Carson digging on these starts. He's going to try to get himself locked into P3. Tyler Honeycutt in the fresh set of tires. He almost looks to the inside. 12 blocks that run. And they keep going nice and clean, but tight racing here off the corner of turn 2.
Thought the 45 was nearly going to run to the rear tailgate of the 12 entering turns 1 and 2, but here comes Jacob Grant. He'll move up to the second spot, try to go run down Joshua Altis, who has about 8 lap older tires, or rather 8 lap fresher tires than he does. 3 wide, here we go, back down to the bottom. Here comes Tyler Honeycutt.
Danny.
Oh, Danny White is around, maybe, no. They all keep it together, but White all the way on the bottom of the racetrack. They scramble 2, 3, 4 wide. That ain't gonna work, boys. Down the front straightaway, back to 1.
Danny White, crazy save there off of turn 2, able to not touch anything or anyone. As he gets loose again, 3 wide up the middle. Bustler's gonna pass him on the inside. As he's gonna lose a couple more spots. Here's the 05 as well, and the 49 puts himself back to 3 wide momentarily. We go back to 2 wide here. Quick time posted by the 21, Ross Tatum, your points leader. So he's running some times out. We got the 56. It's Chad Garcia rather. He's slow there going onto pit road, and he lets everyone by. So I guess he's all safe and good there. But a lot of chaos there the past couple laps.
Yeah, chaos indeed, and here comes that number 45 to the inside of Grant. He'll take the second spot away, and then Ross Tatum falling behind them. Burrows has dropped back to the 5th spot. He's under fire now from Yankello, Smith, and also the other Honeycutt in the 15 machine, and that 79 machine of Yankello running the inside of the racetrack. Nearly gets into the back of the 12 there as they exit off 2 this time.
Little battle here. 4 trucks on your screen, duking it out, and they're still nice and tight racing here, led by the 12 of Carson. Carson loose there in front of Anthony and Caleb. There's Caleb Smith going to go wide on the outside. Will Buster watches up, contact, and caution. Not from that group of racing, but it's going to be somewhere in turn
Danny
1.
White.
3 truck pile up here. Donnie Honeycutt, and Brad Miner, I think, might have just parked it right before the wreck.
We're going to take a look at the replay here. Danny White rushes the outside wall, runs a little high off turn number 4, and then, makes contact with Chase Albright. Big time hit right here. Into the inside wall, slides up right into the 53 machine of Jason Pick.
Good night.
That left front is destroyed, gets whipped around really quickly, and then here comes Donnie Honeycutt, runs right into him. I believe somebody else did as well. Maybe not. Have to see a look. Yep, it was. It was the number 4 machine. Then I think that was the 46 as well. Big time hits, Jeremy. 8th caution of the evening. And boy, oh boy, it has definitely been a wild one here tonight in Wilkes County.
We're going to take a quick picture-in-picture break for the second time this evening as they go around for a few more caution laps. We'll be right back here shortly. Oh, guys, we're going to do one more view. Sorry. Everyone's going one more, and now we'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful, booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot.
Back to green flag. Joshua Altis, some massive tire spin or a misshift. He's going to drop back and check up the inside line there on this restart. It allows Jacob Grant to get to P2. Ross's teammate Altis there, and Anthony Yankello is going to dive it underneath. I thought maybe he was going to shove it 3 wide, but he gets the inside lane cleared there as DJ looking to get some positions gained back to get himself back to where he was, you know, for the first 50 to 60 laps.
Yeah, Altis did not have a very good restart right there. He drops back to 4th as Honeycutt currently leads over Ross Tatum there. Battle going into the corner. Meanwhile, the 45 machine still out front as everybody kind of files out down into turns 1 and 2. That Tatum on the bottom of Jacob Grant trying to clear him off turn number 2 and does as the 45 continues to try to stretch that lead. Ross Tatum right there in the mix, just trying to catch that number 45 machine while they're 2 and almost 3 wide back out right behind the leaders off into 2.
Great battle still right here. The leader's starting to break away mid-pack, though. Still a ton of action to be found. DJ all over the back of Joshua Altis here as they're underneath Will Bustler. On lap 88, going to start off lap 89 here, close to the halfway mark in this Wilkes County 110. In turn number 1. Piling out top, bottom, center, all over the place there. Bobby Mansell seems to run that weird middle of the groove there. As you get into turn number 3, a lot of space in this portion of the race right now.
Yeah, big time. Down off into turns 4, or rather turns 3 and 4, and then into 1 and 2 they go. That's the number 49 machine of Chase Albright. Remember, he was involved in one of our recent cautions, currently battling side by side with Jesse Winnington as they go into 3 and 4. 49 just kind of trying to run that outside lane. Remember, he's got a little bit of fresher tires compared to some of the guys up in front of him, but Bobby Mansell, who was involved in a wreck, Jeremy, it seems like everybody up inside the top 10 right now has been involved in a wreck at some point here tonight. We're closing in on lap 100. Oh no, Mansell goes around. He bounces off the 54 machine, and the 54 is able to save it, but Bobby Mansell is not. And I believe it's only going to be a 2-truck incident, but Bobby Mansell got oh so wicked loose going into 3.
Can we talk about the save here from Caleb Smith with the contact there? Mansell just running his middle lane that he's been all race long. Smith didn't recognize that, it doesn't look like. But then watch this slide from the 54. Great brake throttle control there is he's just going to slide and slide. Look at that wheel turn hard to the right, keeping it going. Slows it down just enough to do the correction and keep it going straight. No contact from the 54 to anything else.
Yeah, that was a crazy good save by the 54 as well as the number 89 machine to not involve any other trucks. But we'll take a look at it again probably if we can. And you see some pit stops coming up. I believe Jeremy the 89 just was running down to the bottom. You'll see him. He kind of makes a late maneuver right here on Winnington. Gets the run off the corner, then makes a move abruptly to the bottom of the racetrack. I think he sends it in a little too deep. Will hops it going into 1 and 2. He's already starting to get loose. The 54 may have pinched him. I want to see if we can get an onboard shot here of the 89 from the roof. But that's what it looked like here. And perfect. Dustin knows exactly what I want. Down the back straightaway into 3. This is where it happens. 54. Yeah, no, you can see the 89 right there. The wheel hopping already kind of started to happen. The 54 slightly coming down, but was mainly running his line. And Bobby Mansell was already starting to wheel hop going into 3. Just goes right around in front of the field. And thankfully, everybody else is able to make it through. Only a 2-truck incident here, but that's our 9th caution of the evening.
9th caution here, and we are on lap 95 of the 175. Jason, we are tracking that 18 caution mark. Let's see if we can avoid that. You see the green and yellow on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. 9 cautions so far for a total of 35 laps up to this point. And jumping over to the YouTube chats there from a few cautions ago, we seen that was a strong hit. Robert Martin chatted up a little bit there, a little bit of personal PTSD on his end. And then the 05 machine from Parker Hendricks getting another shout out there as we go back to green flag here for the 10th time. And we're going to see what the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt can do here with this restart, being the race leader, and gets a great hole launch over the 21 Tatum, 3 truck length advantage to the 45.
A lot of shuffling going throughout the field. Hopefully we can keep it clean and green to the end of this race, because they can obviously make it all the way on fuel if need be. Lots of shuffling throughout the field, but this is where the big gaggle of trucks are off turn number 2, side by side. And that's the 79 machine of Anthony Ankello on the bottom of Sharn Hill. 3 wide action. Here comes the 12 of Carson Burrows down to the inside, making it work where he's been all night long, right on the bottom side of the racetrack. He works to the bottom of Whittington, and also the number 49 machine of Chase Albright as they work off 2.
Jesse stuck here in a 3 wide. He finally gets it cleared as he goes to the outside of Carson Burrows, and remains 2 wide through the corner. 2 by 2 by 2 for the 3 rows. There's the 49 of Albright going to lead him. A little check up there right in front of him, the 15 of Honeycutt, the 47 of Yarborough, and also the 05 of Sharn Hill. Just kind of slow up there into turn 1, and they get it figured out. But now there's going to be a battle here side by side, the 05 and the 79. 1 high, 1 low. DJ waiting patiently to see where he can put his truck. He knows he's got a little bit faster speed on that Toyota Tundra. He's going to play the patient game.
Yeah, and that's obviously the best thing that you can do. And for Carson Burrows and Jacob Grant as well, they last pit a lap 81 and 92, so they have slightly fresher tires, but not by a ton, because when you look at all the cautions we've had here tonight, tires haven't really meant a lot except for that one really long green flag run that we had about the first third of this race. As now we're coming to 74 laps to go next time by, and rather this time by the line, 74 to go. And meanwhile, up at the front of the field, it's kind of all things calm with Tyler Honeycutt, Ross Tatum, and Will Bustlers. The 12 machine of Burrows almost overcorrected entering 1. What a hell of a save. And Sharn Hill up into the wall, I believe. Yes, into the wall. Off turn number 2 down to the bottom of the racetrack, able to keep it going, though. We do stay green.
Yeah, Sharn Hill just destroyed the inside wall, and somehow he is still driving his Chevrolet Silverado. Not sure how, but we're focused on the race lead right here. Honeycutt, Tatum, only 2/10 separate the top 2 drivers in this field here. Lap 104, scheduled 175. It's a little bit past the halfway mark in this event here for the Wilkes County 110. Race number 2 of the Select Series, presented by DJ Designs here. And Will Bustler trying to get his Ghost Motorsports truck up here, have some fun. Little wall scrape to the outside. I said Ghost Motorsports. I think that's SMB. I correct myself there.
And you see Ross Tatum, he's been running this bottom lane a little bit more than most guys who have tried to go for the lead. You've seen a lot of drivers kind of go up towards the outside wall as the night has progressed. And now Will Bustler's moved into the third, so he's a new player up at the front of this field. He's currently working that outside lane. I think if you want to make headway, Jeremy, I think that's kind of what you got to do. You got to run the top side in 1 and 2 and even 3 and 4, because you're just using so much more wheel trying to get to the bottom of that racetrack here. And as the run progresses, using that bottom lane is just kind of going to wear those tires significantly more than if you were to run that middle top line. I believe Logan Latham possibly could be around. Big time moment for the driver of the 17 machine on back.
Yeah, Carson Burrows just drove turn 1 and door checked the 17. Logan, they somehow don't wreck, and they bounce off the wall that time off of turn 4. And here's a quick little replay of the 12 and 17. Here's Carson entering turn number 1. He's just going to drive wide and find Logan. They're going to find each other right here, drive in,
Bam.
bonk, bonk. All go wide there in turn 1, which is a great line to run if you're single file, but not when you're 2 by 2 and trying to run the same line.
Yeah, if I'm Logan Latham, I'm not really happy with the 12 machine. That's about the second time he's now gone in there and gotten loose and almost overcorrected into somebody. And I know that's common here, but I mean, if you're the 17, I don't know, man. Maybe use up a little bit more racetrack than you should, probably, if you're driving against the number 12 machine side by side. Here's a good little battle going on behind the race leaders. It's Jesse Whittington and Anthony Yankello. They are side by side down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Yankello trying to let the track kind of slide up a little bit to roll through the corner, get the apex. He'll get the run off the corner, but give the advantage to the 67 of Jesse Whittington as they go into one this time. By the way, battle up at the front of the field. Ross Tatum and Tyler Honeycutt going side by side, swapping the lead for the time being up at the front of this field. Ross Tatum's going to maybe get it to the line. He does, while Tyler Honeycutt brushes the wall off for him.
Trying to scratch that beautiful paint there off the 45. As you saw, oh, more.
Whoa.
A bigger contact now off of turn 2 goes the 45. Able to keep the momentum, though, on the outside of Ross. And Ross has lane choice. He takes it single file there momentarily, but he goes right back to the bottom. Tyler's going to try to keep the middle lane going. Doesn't have the speed. Ross takes it completely that time. And now Jacob Grant has a chance to maybe crack second place as he's closing in on these two leaders.
I was just about to say, Jeremy, don't look now because here comes the number 27 to Grant. Last pit on lap 92. Those 4 fresh tires paying off a little bit. He was faster last time around than Tyler Honeycutt by about more than 0.2 of a second. Ross has kind of matched the speed of Jacob, but that's probably because he's in clean air. Doesn't have to race against everybody. Here comes Grant, crossover move. He'll work to the bottom side of the racetrack. And Ross again slightly faster than Grant as Grant pulls the slider on Tyler Honeycutt off turn number 2. Honeycutt back to the bottom side, but Jacob Grant should easily be able to clear him with the momentum here off 4 back to the line.
Good views here from the roof cam of the 45. Slides back to third. As starting to slip a little bit more. Here comes Altus there in the 94. Will Bustler and Caleb Smith all closing in on the 45. As the long run not suiting Tyler on the short track here. As Ross Tatum in that pink truck, he's got the long run set up again just like he did last week. He is slowly pulling everybody except for Jacob Grant. Jacob's about keeping the same pace. Let's go Buddy versus Buddy presented by Frost Buddy between these two drivers. And let's take a look at these very close times. Only one green in the past 5 laps, but that was a 0.1 margin. Everything else is real tight. And he gets a little bit more that time there. So Jacob's got a little bit less. Got 0.5. There's not even a I'm going to get there in this amount of laps because it's just so tight. As he closes in a lot this time through 3 and 4, Jacob's got the truck right now.
Yeah, he brushed the wall off the corner, but he really turned up the wicker the last 2 laps. He was faster than Ross Tatum by about 1/10, and he gets a little loose off too. Got to be easy driving up there near the cushion, and he nearly could have put that truck in the wall. And also, don't look now too, but here comes Joshua Altus in that 94 machine. Been running the same line as Jacob Grant, if not higher, like he has all night long. This time by, he'll run the bottom of the racetrack. They're going to approach some lap traffic. Should easily get out of the way in front of him. I believe that would be the number... Yep, that would be Jonathan Gaston in the number 72 machine. And he's going to run that bottom line. Oh, kind of holds up Ross Tatum, actually, slightly. Ross had to run a lot lower of a line than he probably wanted to going into 1. This could open up the door for Jacob Grant to get a nice little run on him, closing the gap. But you see Gaston gets in the way of Grant, and that's going to help out Tatum this time. Lap 123 is 75 now.
It really does, and it's also going to put Joshua Altus on the inside lane where he does not prefer to run his 94 right now. He makes kind of quick work over the 72. They all go single file here, top 3. Lap 123 coming up here shortly. We're going to give a little shout out to the butt kicker as we go. Oh, no, hold on. Caleb Smith.
Oh, second
Great.
one tonight he saved. That's a great save by Smith.
Man, what a wheelman there from the 54. But we're going to go turn up the tunes, listen to these trucks drive around North Wilkes here for just a little bit. We will be back shortly. And we have a caution here this evening as we're going to go to the Nerd TV replay and take a look at here at EJ versus Logan Latham. EJ loosey goosey overcorrects. And there he goes, going to tag the 17 of Logan. And is going to ship him to the inside. A little overcorrection there from the 17. Crosses back up to the person who took him out. And they're going to innocently take out the 4 of Craig Schroeder as well. So 3 trucks bringing out the 10th. Oh, some wreck avoidance.
Holy hell. What
Bobby
a job by
Mantle.
Bobby Mantle.
Wow. Keeps it out of pit road. So no, he might have gotten a penalty for going past the commitment cone there, but my gosh.
Yeah, this is an on board. Look, dude, he's a quarter of a track behind him. This is already going on practically. Half a track away from them. And then they just start going, and the 17 just starts rolling out of nowhere. Bobby Mantle's like, oh shit, I gotta go. And he just turns left. And then watch this, nearly hits the pit barrels. Yo, big time. That's a heads-up driving by Bobby Mantle. They should waive that. I don't see them not waiving that. I mean, they should.
Yeah, they're actually working on it right now. Listen to the race chat. Is there a little congestion off of pit road here? Some drivers going outside the track surface. Off pit road, is there you can't go too wide off pit road exit, so they're going to have to figure that penalty section out there. And that's Jacob Grant, one of the drivers who got caught in that little moment there, so I have to review that. But that should be resolved as well. We might have to extend the caution to figure that out. Yeah, a lot of little chaos here this 10th caution.
Yeah, and we're going to have to sort it out. And think about it, Jeremy. We're only going to have less than about 40 laps to go when we go back green here. And Bobby Mantle currently being the leader. I think he's going to drop to the back. Yes, he will. And Ross Tatum will be scored as the race leader. Tyler Honeycutt second. Jacob Grant, Chase Albright, Bobby Mantle. Well, I think Bobby's going to drop back still. And then, and then so forth. So, oh, and Jacob Grant. I believe Jacob Grant has been awarded a penalty possibly. And that is a heartbreaker for the driver of the 27 machine who was running up in the top 3 just moments before that caution.
Yeah, they cleared the black flag of the 27. However, I think with pit exit violations, that is not a clearable offense. So no matter what black flags are cleared, the 27 has to go back. So that's what he is doing. So Mantle's going back. Yeah, unsafe pit entry from the 89 as we saw that on camera. That falls in that same category. Unsafeness is not a true black flag, cannot be cleared. You are going to serve it. So unfortunate circumstance there. Racing deals all around, but nonetheless, gotta do what you gotta do to stay in the race. Here we go, pace truck down, green flag is out here for the 11th time, and Ross Tatum gets a decent launch over to 45, Tyler Honeycutt. Now look at the 49 sitting up here, P3, P4, Chase Albright. Let's see what he can't do in his white and blue 49.
Weren't the 49 and the 54 just around not even about 50 laps ago or so, and even more times? Man, look at them. They're digging up there. Here comes the 67 of Jesse Whittington to the outside lane. He'll make the move on Carson Burrows, and also the 79 of Anthony Yankello, while everybody kind of shuffles out throughout the field, coming to lap 140 this time by.
Oh, Logan!
Oh, no, and I believe maybe Logan Latham again, possibly no caution.
Man.
He's able to save it.
What a save. That was an insane save right there. We able to stay at green flag here with 36 laps remaining. A little breakout here throughout the top 10. A lot of spacing here. And a little but back here in the back half, well, all over the place still. There's Altus splitting the gap there between the 24 and the 22. There's Jacob Grant trying to fly back through the field here with his really fast Ford F-150. Lap 141 underway. A couple of drivers run that far outside lane, get some great launches off corner exit. The 9 almost bounces off the wall right behind these groups of drivers.
Yeah, you see everybody kind of just shuffling throughout the back half of this field. You see the 64 Danny White nearly brushed the wall, kind of had to come off the wall coming off turn number 4. Now he opens up the door for Donnie Honeycutt, who'll work to the inside lane. A little bit of 3-wide action back behind these guys. EJ Luna trying to gain a lap back, I believe. He's up. Oh, we got one truck in the wall. That was the number 47 machine there of Matt Hudgens, and they're going 3 wide now as the one machine of Will Bustler nearly squeezes the 25 of Abram Ghostin up into the wall. They're still 3 wide with Luna just kind of hanging on down there on the bottom side, being a lap down, while Danny White nearly gets up into the wall, entering 3.
Yeah, this is getting really chaotic at this point here. Unrooted Tree on YouTube saying, let's go Sharn Hill. And Sharn has 2. Oh, Danny White getting wicked loose there on the top right-hand side of your screen. He saves it, checks up some drivers there trying to do such. He's going to lose about 3 or 4 positions as he's getting passed there by Hudgens in the 47. And now here comes the 25, Abram Ghostin, as Hudgens scrapes the outside wall, turn number 1. And then our in-race reporter, or not reporter, but our race control, Mr. Robert Barton, saying, this is overwhelming. This man is on overtime tonight with these 10 cautions.
Yeah, give this man a raise if he's being paid. I'm sure he is by the series, and he's doing a great job at officiating here tonight, because not really any bad calls at all so far here tonight. And I know the service elects you to not be able to clear some black flags and such. Nothing he can do, but great job by him tonight, as well as iRacing and everybody else involved here with the series. Meanwhile, up at the front of this field, been noticing Tyler Honeycutt been running about 2-3 tenths faster than Ross Tatum. He's gained at least that amount of time, just trying to run the top of the racetrack, getting massive runs down the straightaways. But where Ross really beats him is going into the corners. And if you're Tyler Honeycutt, you got to be really careful. And that's a great corner by the 21, or rather by the 45. He closed up a ton there, entering 3 and 4. That was a great corner. If the 45 could put together some great runs like that, he very well could get to the back bumper of the 21, but he's got to be careful to not hit the wall like he has a few times tonight.
Yeah, when he gets that truck on a straight approach on exit, that 45 is a rocket ship. He just has to find it. Here we go. He's going to go to the top here. He's going to drive it to the bottom, straighten up that exit, and this is where he's going to gain some ground on the 21 of Ross Tatum, looking back from the roof camera of that 21. But the inside that time for Tyler's going to work out great. Lose a little bit on exit, kind of a wash there. But here we go, up to the very tippity top. And we're going to watch, see how much ground he makes up here off of turn 2. Yeah, much stronger corner set there for the 45. Now he's going to go back to the middle groove. This is where he has succeeded for the most part, but he's getting a little too tight on exit there on 4.
I think if the 45 can just kind of hit the bottom a little bit more, coming off turn number 4, you see that 21 machine is the 45 wicked loose off turn 2, but watch the 21 of Ross Tatum here. He's going to run this bottom side of the racetrack, and then he kind of just almost nearly clips that patch of concrete off turn number 4 down the bottom side of the racetrack. He didn't do it that time around, but it's really helping that truck kind of rotate through the corner. He's hitting that flatter part. It's kind of almost like a New Hampshire. It's just kind of really weird here because it gets really flat down there at the bottom of the corner on the exit of 4 compared to New Hampshire, where you got like a multi-groove 2-lane racetrack. Bottom's really flat on that first inside lane, and the rest of it just kind of gets higher and higher on the middle and top lane. So I think if the 45 wants to run Ross down, he's going to have to kind of try to do the same line or at least hit that bottom better on the exit of 4.
Yeah, I think he needs to leave a quarter of a truck and then straighten up that exit. The bottom seems to be working on entry. He just gets too tight. And we saw this on the last long green flag run that we had where he kind of just fell back. And so we're looking at a couple other drivers here. Carson Burrows here in the 12. Been on camera quite a bit here this evening with Caleb Smith. Nice little battle going on right now with DJ Honeycutt right behind him, and then Anthony Yankello as well. 4 trucks duking it out here for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. All single file momentarily this time. They're all running almost the same exact line as the 54 Smith. He's going to wash up super tight. Carson to the inside.
And Carson Burrows has been ripping that bottom side a lot here tonight. Let's take a look here back through the field. 25 of Abram Ghostin Wicked loose off turn number 4. I believe he's going to hit the inside wall. Maybe not. No. Oh, he spins. Spins out. And that is
No
not
caution?
no caution for that? That's
What?
insane. Oh, he just
Nah.
he just pulls it in the garage. That's why it wasn't a caution. But still though, he was right in front of traffic. I'm surprised that iRacing didn't deem that as a yellow
What?
flag. That's kind of crazy, and that's a questionable call from the service itself, what they're programming. A little weird.
Yeah, that's a head scratcher. Presented by I don't know how that wasn't a yellow.com. And looking at the good little battle here. DJ, Carson, Caleb still in frame. Anthony as well. Tracking just a few truck lengths behind. Danny White slowly coming up into the picture here, trying to make this a 5-truck battle here with 16 laps remaining for the Wilkes County 110.
Yeah, and Ross Tatum has just continuously been able to progress further ahead of Tyler Honeycutt. I think that if anybody's going to want a shot at Ross Tatum, they're going to need a yellow, and they're going to need it now. And honestly, Jeremy, I think if you're any of these guys right here, at the back half of the field, like Donnie Honeycutt or Lauren Vincent, maybe don't even pit. I don't know, but I mean, if you know you can't beat the 21 on raw speed on a restart with 2 to go, why not throw a monkey wrench into the plans? Maybe try to put on 2 tires, just put on 2 right sides, see how it is. I think it's very doable. It's just going to be about if you can keep those left sides on the truck when trying to get the momentum built off the corner. But man, what's some great battles going on throughout the entire field. Heads up driving by,
Okay.
I was just about to say Caleb Smith, man, up 16 spots. He's been involved in a couple incidents here tonight and currently running P4, trying to get to that 3rd spot with Jesse Whittington in that 67, who I believe has been involved in some incidents as well. Those guys having some great runs tonight in the 3rd and 4th spot, respectively, here with 12 to go.
Yeah, great overall performance here from the 54. Let's go back to that biggest movers presented by the Shirted Twos. I wanted to give a shout out to those guys officially there of just how well they're performing. Will Bustler, obviously, truck number 1, up 17. Caleb Smith, we've notated, up 16. Jesse Whittington, 2nd race of the season for him here. He's up 15. Chase Albright as well, 13. And Ross Tatum, of course, your race leader, up 11 there. And then on the left-hand side, the Shirtitudes, which I think Dustin's finally finalized a new, a 5th design for the Shirtitudes department from Nerd Swag, and kind of getting rebranded a little bit with different collections, if you will. We'll kind of go along that each week in and week out and trying to let you know what's in store for that. But that's at swag.nerditudes.gg to find all of our official gear and the fun Shirtitude shirts. And now we got 9 laps remaining left in this event here, looking at the 54-15. Now, this guy has broken out, just like he did at Homestead, late in the going, just finds his massive lead. Ross Tatum knows how to save tire, and he's doing it here again with a 2nd half lead with 8 to go.
He is currently about 2 or 3 tenths faster than Honeycutt right now. Jesse Whittington only back by about a tenth or so, but slowly but surely trying to close in that gap on Tyler Honeycutt. He might very well get there, but I'm telling you, man, if you're going to have a late race yellow, I think that why not just put on 2 tires, try to beat the 21 on track position, because you know Ross Tatum is going to try and just drive his ass off on the restarts, trying to come out of the restart zone if you do have a late race restart. So why not put on 2 tires? But now with 6 laps to go this time by, I don't know if that caution's going to happen, Jeremy. Everybody's pretty spread out right now unless somebody gets loose.
Yeah, it's been kind of weird. We've seen only a couple trucks loose, and the rest of them have just been kind of steady and not too many issues through the majority of the field. 5 to go. They're just logging laps at this point to close out this race. A couple battles here. You see Smith under fire, actually. DJ Honeycutt looking to the inside, gets to the inside panel on the front straightaway last time around. Keeps the nose of his Toyota Tundra there under the 54. Good little battle here as we go. Boozy tips the camera from the passenger side window here. great battle here to close out the race. This is for 4th place, as the top 3 are long gone, so this is just their own little battle here. Great. And DJ very respectable too, keeping a lot of space between himself and Caleb Smith.
Yeah, for sure, obviously, and you know, it's late in the race. You kind of want to try to fight for every position you can, and points do mean everything. But if you're DJ Honeycutt, man, I think this has been a good night for you, especially for Caleb Smith, man. You look at him; he's the second biggest mover of the race so far, with 16 spots up, now 15. If DJ does get past him here, man, just kind of hold it out. You know, you're running in the top 5. Don't give up now, but obviously don't put yourself right here in a position where you could spin out here, as they're getting ready to come to the white flag this time.
Going to the white flag here. Ross Tatum, 2-second lead as we get the 1 to go. Presented by the OTSS Select Series, presented by DJ Designs here, and 2 more corners. Ross Tatum is going to go first place. Going to sweep the first 2 events of the 2026 season number 3 event here. Here we go. Ross Tatum takes the checker flag with an awesome performance and up 11 spots from the starting position. Never count this guy out, even if it's halfway through the race and he's outside the top 10. And he still has a chance. And there we go. He's going to burn it down again for the 2nd time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, man, awesome performance by this number 21 machine here. Definitely going to extend that points lead for sure over Tyler Honeycutt. But Jeremy, this very well could be the battle of the season. The 21 of Ross Tatum and the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt. No surprise that Tyler's finishing P2, P3, P1. Doesn't matter. Tyler Honeycutt always finds his way up inside the podium spot usually at the end of these races. But Ross Tatum, champion last season, opening 2 rounds winner here for the OTSS Select Series, presented by DJ Designs. Great job by this 21 team.
And here's the unofficial results here for tonight's race. As we see the 21 burn it down on the front straightaway still. Ross Tatum, Tyler Honeycutt, Jesse Whittington are going to be our 3 drivers, and we're going to talk to in the Nerd TV booth in the post-race show presented by iRacing iFlag. Followed up with DJ Honeycutt and Caleb Smith to round out the top 5, and then 6 through 10, Anthony Yankello, Joshua Altus, Carson Burrows, Jacob Grant, and Will Bustler.
Top 20, you'll find Lauren Vincent in the number 9 Ram Machine, then Chase Albright in the 49, Donnie Honeycutt in the 22, Bobby Mantle and Logan Latham round out the top 15. Then driver who I'm surprised we didn't see a lot of tonight. We'll talk more about him in post-race shortly. EJ Luna there finishing 16th. Last year's runner-up here at North Wilkesboro, Danny White, comes home P17. Wish we would have saw a little bit more out of him tonight. Had a good run going. Jonathan Guest, Paulie Torrance, Abram Ghost, the number 25 Ford F-150, rounds out your top 20.
And then the remaining parts of the field here, 21st on back. Matt Hudgens in 21st, Jason Pick in 22nd after starting in 4th place. Promising start there, but did not have the finish he wanted. Bradley Miner in 23rd, Craig Schroeder 24th, Sharn Hill 25th, Chad Garcia 26th, Ronnie Hurst, Rocky Scott, and Xavier Herschel complete the 29 truck entry here for race number 2. We got Jesse in the waiting room. We're going to see if we can't pull Ross and Tyler. They usually do it for us, but I guess we can help them out a little bit here. Tyler's in the waiting room. And Ross should be there momentarily. And then we'll have our iRacing iFlag post show. Here we go. Yep, that's it. We are complete. We're ready to go. As we're going to bring in the driver, the number 67. Jesse, this is Jeremy and Jason in the booth here. Congrats, man, on P3. Started back in 18th place. How did you get to 3rd place tonight?
Just somehow, I guess keeping it out of trouble after I got in that first lap crash. Like I was talking with Robert in the waiting room just now. You know, I wish I could have qualified better. I screwed it up big time. And it was just a fight to try to catch my way up front. And I wish I could have had some track position early on, but it is what it is. And that's short track racing for you. And still able to make up some ground, go from sixth to third on that final run, and I feel like I was chasing down Honeycutt. So, I feel like overall things went well tonight.
Jesse, man, congratulations on finishing P3 here tonight. Second top 10 of the season, back to back for the opening 2 rounds, man. This should propel you up inside the top 5 here in the standings tonight, man. Takeaways from tonight as well, heading into the next race, considering you already got back to back top 10s this season.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't even know where we're going next. Um, I'm trying to find the schedule real quick. Let me look. Auto Club. Ooh, Auto Club. That should be fun. Yeah. So, takeaways from 2 straight top tens. I mean, that's a great way to start a season. I'm new around here. This group's been together for a while, and I can't thank them enough for letting me in here and being able to run this season. I'm running as an open truck in this series, but I got a charter in the contender series, and so a little bit of added pressure to make sure I can qualify my way into these races. But if I can come out here and just keep on making the races and not making stupid mistakes, then I have high hopes. I love Auto Club. It's a fun racetrack. It's all about tire saving, and what more can you ask for?
I mean, that's fantastic there. Congrats on the P3, man. Just solid performance. That truck stayed clean. He stayed away from all the chaos. And looking at the replay now, that thing looks spotless. So congrats on doing that through 10 cautions tonight. But any shout outs or any thank yous before we send you out?
Yeah, absolutely. My wife, my kids, I can't thank them enough for their love and support doing this. I still don't have a proper paint scheme made up for this truck, but I got to thank Billy Harriman's for the support in all my other series. I just need to get them on this truck. Hopefully we'll have that done by next week. But uh Luke Haley, buddy of mine, a musician from Oklahoma, he's always tuning into races. I can't thank him enough. Um Man, I there's too many. I can't think of all of them, but I got to thank you guys for putting on the show each and every week. I enjoyed both of the broadcasts that y'all had last week, and I can't wait to go back and watch this one. And man, thanks to the league again for allowing me this opportunity, and hopefully I don't disappoint any dirty driving or anything like that. I don't want to be that guy in a new league. So good to come away with the top 3 and only 4X after getting caught up in a lap 1 wreck and having to work my way through the field multiple times. So, I take that with a grain of salt and move forward, and hopefully we can qualify better and finish better moving forward.
I think you're doing just fine after the first 2 races, man. Congrats on that 3rd place, and we will catch you at the 2 Mile Auto Club next week.
Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your night.
You too. Very thankful, Jesse Whittington there, finishing in 3rd place. Now we're going to talk to someone who we talk to quite often. The number 45 Certitude's driver, Tyler Honeycutt there, started 2nd, finished 2nd. That truck was blistering fast on the short run, but man, that long run was just a shortcoming there.
Yeah, thank you. It was I don't know, it just felt different than the last time we raced here. I felt like I was on ice all night and just didn't feel comfortable under braking and on the throttle, so it was very sketchy for me.
And Tyler, man, congratulations on finishing P2 here tonight. Back to back podium finishes, man. I don't know, man. Shaping up already after just 2 races. I could just tell you right now. You think it's going to be possibly a battle between you and Ross here for this championship this season? Because I know he just nabbed the competition last season, but man, you're giving him a challenge for sure here these first 2 races.
Yeah, I felt pretty good going into tonight. I usually is a track that I run good at, but like I said, I just didn't feel comfortable tonight. And I was happy to still finish second, and I was just trying to get around Ross and maybe block him throughout that last run. But he was just really good. I've never seen someone like be able to keep the exit speed on the bottom like he did tonight. So, I mean, I definitely learned stuff from him every week on what I can do better.
Yeah, 100% there, dude. We talk to you every single week, and you got some new colors this season. It looks great on you. Second place here tonight. That's going to help you out. You and Ross seem to be the two drivers, P1, P2. So, any shout outs tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for the broadcast. You guys always do a good job. Can't wait to go back and watch it. Shout out to Ross for the win. He's a heck of a driver, and it's hard to beat him. But I think he makes everybody else strive to be better. So that's a good thing to have, I think. Shout out to all the drivers that came out tonight. It's a pretty stacked field for a short track, and it's pretty awesome. I know wasn't a great race, but it's short track racing, and we'll get to figure it out eventually on this style of racing track. But I shout out to everybody involved. Shout out to my family and all the fans that tune in each week to watch us. But yeah, just shout out to everybody. It was fun. I can't wait for the next one.
Yes, sir. We will catch you next week at Auto Club. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you then.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. That was Tyler Honeycutt, driver the number 45 P2 tonight. That's going to increase his lead over EJ Luna. They came in tied second place in points. EJ finishes back in 16th. So that'll separate himself from the 24 quite a bit. Now we're going to bring in the winner of tonight's race, the winner of last week's race. This guy just loves his checkered flags. Ross Tatum driving the number 21 this season. Congrats, man, on winning the first two races of the season.
Thanks, man. I don't know where my golden horseshoe is, but I don't want to lose it, so I'm going to keep it. Hopefully.
It's stored in a box of strawberry shortcakes you probably keep at your computer desk there, man. And that long run it's all you. Like the short one was pretty good. You're able to drive through some traffic quite nicely, but that long run, you separated yourself from everybody else. What's the footwork look like with that 21? Because there was a lot of trucks that were loose tonight.
You won't believe this, but I really just try to go slower into the corners. I really just try to roll in there, let off the throttle really early, a lot earlier than you would think, and I just roll the bottom. Especially here at Wilkesboro, for whatever reason, rolling the bottom just works. It worked on the old version. This was first time I've ever ran the new version of Wilkesboro, and the same line surprisingly worked. For whatever reason, I can't run up top very well because I get loose for the same problem. So run on the bottom and just waiting for the straightaways to hit the gas. And I guess just rolling the bottom just seems to be a little bit faster on the long run than running the top.
And Ross, congratulations, man, on winning back-to-back races for the opening two rounds here of OTSS. Man, we head to Auto Club next week. Odds of making it three in a row. You say you like to slow down a lot going into these corners to let that car rotate and not wear the tires out. But, man, next week is going to be the complete opposite. But you're still going to have to use a little less tire to try to keep it on it, man. What are your odds going into next week from California Speedway?
Guys, you won't believe this. I have never, ever, ever won at Auto Club Speedway on iRacing. You can check my Sim Racer Hub stats. I am terrible there. It's one of my worst tracks. I look forward to Mr. Joshua Altus and Will Bustler and those guys to be big time players next week. I'll just be happy with the top 10, honestly. I'm not good there. I don't know what it is. The truck's really tight to me and it doesn't turn, and I just can't figure it out. So I'm glad I had good points early in the season because, next week might be a struggle for me.
Well, with your success recently, I think there's going to be a turning point here, and you might do pretty decent. So we'll find out as we get there next week. But floor is yours again, man. You got any extra thank yous or shout outs tonight?
Yeah, first I want to shout out the league. Wilkesboro is usually kind of a hard track to get green flag runs, and we had two pretty long, maybe three really long green flag runs. So great job to the league. I know there were some cautions and some controversy, and I know that comes with Wilkesboro, but good job to everyone tonight. I got to thank you guys at Nerditudes, the best out there. Everyone, please hook them up with your leagues because you guys are the best. Everything you do that overlays everything. I got to thank all the league sponsors. I can't even remember who they are, but I got to thank them all. And I got to thank Burn It Down Podcast. Me and Josh do that. And hopefully people will give it a listen. We had 80 listeners last week. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what went on, but for some reason, 80 people listened to us. And that was terrifying to me. And I hated it that many people listen to us. I know that's anti what I'm supposed to say, but that was crazy. And, just looking forward to Auto Club, I guess, and ready for next week.
Figure out what you put in that title that had trigger words and kind of replicate that, and maybe you'll have a new norm of 80 listeners every week. But keep it up, man. The more you grind, the more you shine, right? That's how the name of the game works. So Dustin said he's one of them. Look at that.
That's right. And I swear I will get y'all little Debbie. I swear I will do it. I'm just so lazy to put them in the mail, but they are coming. I promise.
It's a party pack, family style now at this point. We're 5 boxes. I'm just kidding, but we appreciate you, Russ. Oh, there we go.
That's right. I appreciate it. All the money comes to
0.5%.
me, so I appreciate it.
There you go. Well, thank you again, man. And since you said you're not good at California, we will see you in the podium next week. And have a good rest of your night.
All right. See ya.
Ross, winner of North Wilkesboro here, race number 2. Now, Jason, we turn our attention to Thursday, the Contender Series. It's powered by TwistedSpeedSetups.com. That was a hell of a race last week, and we get to see what they do at Nashville with a really good setup. I'm excited to see what these drivers do there.
Yeah, I unfortunately missed last week's. I had a family emergency come up. I will be in attendance this Thursday, so you can count me on being there for Nashville. Should be a fun one. Looking forward to it. I love the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series car. It's a hell of a car to drive. It's a blast. I know pretty much every single one of us on iRacing love to drive that car.
For sure.
A couple takeaways from tonight. I think that Tyler Honeycutt's definitely going to give Ross Tatum, I think, a run for his money. He says he's learning every week. He's learning every time they get in a car together, back to back. Another driver I said I would talk about briefly too, EJ Luna, man. I still think he's a driver who I think could probably compete with the Honeycutts, especially Tyler, and also Ross Tatum, man. We saw the speed there last season. And the season before that for EJ Luna, no wins last season, but I think that's going to change this year. Unfortunately, very poor result for the driver of the 24 here tonight. Had some issues, but he's a good little race car driver, man. EJ Luna, I probably think he's one of the most underrated, respected drivers here in the garage for OTSS, and obviously should be a fun one for sure next week. But I tell you what, man, if Ross Tatum can't get you guys hooked up with those strawberry shortcake little Swiss rolls, dude, just put me on the podcast. I love yapping. Just put me on for one episode. Make me a guest. I don't care. I used to have a podcast. I love doing it. It should be fun. I would love to be on his podcast to yap a little bit, maybe after a good race or so. Hopefully I'll get to yap over a Ryan Blaney one if that were to happen, but we'll have to see. But good race tonight. Surprised we didn't have more cautions, to be honest, after reading the last results from here with 18 cautions. Glad they didn't hit that. I would say this is a very good step in the right direction for the series and a big step up on the improvement for short tracks from season 1 compared to this season so far.
1,000% there. 8 less cautions and the same amount of laps, I think, are roughly the same. So very good to see, but Auto Club's going to be a lot of fun next week. So guys, definitely tune in for that. We're up to 602 subscribers. We picked up 2 from last week, so thank you all for that continued support there for our YouTube page. And Twitch will be coming back hopefully soon. So Dustin calling out drive for that. That's a reach. I mean, we can get there. We can absolutely get there. We just need y'all to, let everybody know, hey, we're live 2 nights a week. So put us on your monitors, on your TVs, wherever you're watching YouTube. We're glad to take that view there. So thank you guys. And Jason, we'll see you Thursday. And to everybody else, good night. Stay safe. Get your nerd on. Catch you Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Touchscreen and louder to the range. Fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber is rolled, the fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel. to the breakneck roll. Some races down to the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Fight to fight, we live to speed. The TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pounding, engines cry. Let's broadcast under the virtual sky. Through each hairpin, a battle unfolds. Victory forged in the fire of the bold. Neon dreams fuel the tracks we tear. No TV shows us who dares to care. Fight to fight, we live to speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pounding, engines cry. Let's broadcast under the virtual sky. Touchscreen and louder giving range. Fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber moves roll with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live.